Hi dear students, let's start the fourth lecture on journal entries, the complete cycle of journal entries. In the first lecture we discussed acquisition of assets, and we discussed in detail that every business need assets for startup, and there were three sources for acquisition of assets. In second lecture we discussed purchase of goods. In third lecture we discussed sale of goods, and particularly we discussed what happens to payable and receivable. It means further transactions with a credit supplier and a credit customer. In this lecture we are going to discuss payment of expenses, which is very easy, receipt of income, and drawings. So this is the last lecture on journal entries. You may encounter some other journal entries when you proceed further in financial accounting, but if you are able to apply the basic concepts of debit and credit, it will be very easy for you to make a journal entry and complete the dual aspect. So let's start with this lecture, the payment of expenses. When the business pay expenses, we assume that these are paid after receiving services. This is very important point, because we know that we have defined asset as value of goods or services receivable, and expense is the value of goods and services received. So if we paid rent in advance, it is not our expense, it is asset, because we have to receive the services. For example, on 1st January you paid rent of pound 1500 for 3 months ending 31st March. So this rent is paid in advance, it is not an expense. So when we pay the expense and we debit the expense account, we assume that these are paid after receiving the services, after receipt of services, and we make adjusting entries at the end of the month, or at the end of quarter, or at the end of the year. We will discuss the adjusting entries later on at advanced level, but at this moment you just have to understand that when we pay rent or salary or insurance etc, we assume that we have received the services. That's why we treat it as an expense. Otherwise, if it is paid in advance, it is not an asset, because services are receivable, and services receivable are treated as an asset. Here in this case, when rent is paid in advance on 31st January, we have received services costing 500. So the 500 will be treated as an expense, and the remaining 1000 will still be appear in the books as an asset. So how it is converted into expense and how the remaining amount appears as an asset, these will be discussed in the lecture of adjusting entries. Here we are concerned with the record of initial payment of expense as an expense. So whenever we pay expense, we will debit expense account and credit cash or bank. If we have paid currency notes, we will credit cash account, and if we have paid check, we will credit bank account. So whatever is the expense, if it is rent, rent debit, cash credit. If it is salary, salary debit, cash credit, and so on. Similarly, in case of income, we receive income in the form of cash or check. We will debit cash or bank account as an asset because we have received cash, our asset has increased. We will debit it and credit the income account, whatever is the income account. If it is a commission, we will credit commission. If it is fee, we will credit fee. Whatever is the name of that income, we credit the income account by its name. So it is very easier for you to understand the recording of expense and income. Expense account is debited and income account is credited. But the basic assumption is that we have provided the services, so it is our income, and we have received the services, so it is our expense. Whether we are paying it in advance or we are receiving it in advance, the adjustment will be made at the end of the year or quarter whenever we are going to prepare our final accounts. The adjusting entries will be discussed in another lecture. The third thing we are going to discuss is drawings. Capital was defined as owner investment in business. Owner's investment in business is defined as capital. Drawings is the term opposite to the capital. When business withdraw something from the business, it is treated as drawings and it is opposite to capital. When capital increases, when investment increases, it is recorded as credit. When drawings increases, it is recorded as debit. Drawings are of two types. Drawings in cash. You must remember that even if the owner's personal expenses are paid from business bank account or business cash, these are treated as drawings. Owner's personal expenses are not recorded in business because owner is separate from business, and we have already discussed it that business is considered as an artificial person. All the transactions are recorded by business. Drawings in cash, either the owner took some cash from the business or he ordered the accountant to pay his personal expenses from business cash. In both cases, these will be considered as drawings in cash. As drawings decrease capital, so these are recorded as debit. Drawings debit, cash credit. Again, the purpose to record drawings as a separate item is to maintain some record that how much has the owner withdrew from the business. The second type of drawings are drawings in goods. Again, the drawing account will be debited and purchase account will be credited because the goods which were purchased by the business were recorded as an expense of the business. Now that expense has decreased because it is the goods are taken away by the owner for personal use, so that expense is no more the expense of the business, it is converted into drawings. So purchase account is credited because our expense has decreased. Our expense mean the business expense is decreased and it is converted into drawings. So drawing account is debited because it decreases the owner investment, that capital is decreased, so it is debited. Why we have not debited the capital account? Because we want to maintain separate record of drawings.